Hey guys, it's Chase. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I have a new 3DS XL that came in. So the customer wanted to change the analog stick in his Switch because it quit working. And what ended up happening is he ended up stripping the screws along the way, because if you don't have the right driver, you can end up stripping those screws out. So he took it to another local repair shop. And the repair shop got the screws out and put the new analog stick in and sent it on his way. But with that said, the D-pad quit working. So he brought the DS into us. Now let's go to the microscope and I'll show you what I found. Alright, so on the new 3DS, it has this D-pad button board. Now, can you see what's going on with this button board right off the bat? Do you see anything out of the normal? Alright, well, if you like me, you can see that there is literally a chunk of the trace literally missing. Now, this trace actually touches every one of the buttons. If you look, take a quick look here, you can see that the trace touches every button here. Now, this trace, if you follow it, the trace goes down here and out to the connector. Now, if you have one trace going to all the buttons and it's broken, this is not going to work. So what we'll do is we'll probably just run a jumper wire from point A to point B and put it back together and call it good. So let's do that. So real quick, we need to put a little bit of flux on this joint here. This little solder pad, just a little dab here, a little dabaroonie. Turn on our fume extraction system. Now we're just going to touch it up with a little bit of leaded solder. Boom. Done. Now we're going to go over here, and I should be able to scrape this back here. Okay, cool. Alright. This is a very, very small trace that we're going to solder to, so it's got to be done with precision. Alright. There we go. Just a little bit of solder there. Alright. Now, we can go ahead and take our jumper wire. And I'm going to turn this D-pad here. We gotta coat this little jumper wire with a little bit of solder. Just like that. And we're just going to solder it right here. Boom. Now, we'll run the jumper right over here. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take our iron and just kind of coat that there. A little bit of solder. How about we add just a little bit of flux and a tad bit of solder here. Boom. Alright, we're good to go. Take a little razor blade and we'll just cut this right here. Boom. Okay, so now we just restored our trace and it doesn't look bad either. Now, let's just clear up this plastic here, and we'll probably just take a little dab of alcohol there, a little dab right there, and we'll go ahead and clean it up with a Q-tip, make it look nice and fresh. Alright, next, just to make this wire look a bit more professional, we're just going to tack it with a little bit of solder mask to put it in place here. The solder mask, let's see here, let's see if I can zoom in and make it look nice and pretty here. How about we do that? Alright, and we're going to coat this area here. Okay, that'll do. How about we use a little bit of heat here from our heat gun. Just a little bit set to about 100 Celsius, and we're just going to go over it to kind of help that solder mask cure while using the UV light. So if we just take a look here, our solder mask is nice and cured, and nice and cured up here. So, you know, the solder mask just kind of protects the wire from moving around too much, and I mean, this is not going to be moved around at all, but it just kind of coats it to make sure that the trace is not exposed. This wire here is actually enameled, so, you know, if it touches anything else, it's not really going to bother it at all. So, let's go ahead and test continuity and make sure everything is good to go. Alright, so can't really get both in shot here, but we'll just put a probe here, and then I'm going to put a probe right where the wire goes. And the trace is good. Now, for something that happened like this, I'm assuming the other repair shop, like their screwdriver slipped and punctured this and caused the whole D-pad to not work. Now, you can just replace this part, but I mean, if you can do micro soldering, then you literally can just fix your part, and then you save the this from going to a landfill. So, anyways, I'm going to put this in the 3DS and let's test it. Alright, so I got the DS going again. Let's see if the D-pad works. There it is, and it's working again. That's awesome. Alright, let's just make sure other buttons are working. Okay, those are all working. Awesome. Okay, cool. Alright, so our DS is working again. So it was just that trace that was failed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care and have an awesome rest of your day.